We are going to go into paint set now. So for those of you guys unfamiliar, I'm not going to say the nation because otherwise I'm going to get it wrong. Like for me, I feel like he was Norway. That could be wrong though. But either way, European duck hunt player, been doing really good, been getting a lot better. I do not know who he's fighting
against. Maar het is
against.
eigenlijk wel een beetje. Het is Paint tegen TripleAA en dit
Palutena, okay. This is great, because I know a lot of you duck hunt players have been struggling with this matchup. So let's break this one down. Palutena is super linear. She does not have a lot of ways to mix up the way she's gonna get in, and her camping in this matchup is very fake. I mean, she can technically reflect, but not if you don't know how to punch reflectors at this point, then you need to learn how to do that. Back air is really not as scary as it seems. It just has very good priority, but regardless, if you treat it like a normal back air you cannot challenge, then you're not going to really struggle with it too much. Just to make sure I got my numbers correct. If she perfectly does a back air on you, which is kind of hard to do with how short we are, then it can be -5 on shield, so that's good. But if you can parry, that's fine. The one that's a little bit more annoying to deal with is forward air, because that's -3. But outside of that, you're just so damn short that you don't really need to worry about. You don't need to worry about back air. Forward air is the one that you'll be dealing with a bit more, but frame 9, you can kind of space around it and then just like get your punishes that way. And the other thing too, it's not safe against shield can, so you can kind of do that to get around her. So those are kind of the main things you want to keep in mind whenever you're fighting this matchup. But let's see what you do.
TripleAA heeft voorlopig wel de winning record op Paint, maar het kan alle kanten nog opgaan.
Ja, zeker. En deze matchup, ik heb hem zelf regelmatig gespeeld tegen Paint. En
Oof, yeah, no, you can't be just throwing that out. She's too fast. You're within burst range.
Het is namelijk zo dat je als Palutena, zodra je voor staat, hoef je eigenlijk niet naar de punt toe te komen.
That actually should have been a stock there off that clay pigeon. So I think you could have comboed that. You could have done a second clay pigeon, comboed it into down air. So really good advantage. I do not know why you have smash there. That made no sense. Yeah, always be aware of those reflectors.
Ja, dat wel. Maar als je ziet dat Paint nu al zoveel meer damage aan het opbouwen is dan die Palutena, dan maakt het.
Yeah, when you're neutral, don't autofocus on your can just because she does have a lot of ways to mess with it. So you want to kind of avoid it more. And you just need to be ready to air dodge there. Really shouldn't have been an opportunity that would have killed you. Yeah, there you go. Easy shield poke. You should have remembered. You shield poked her the first time, so you could have done that again. That was so clutch. He literally died at the same time that he shot. That's amazing. Good roll there. Yeah, because you're short, it's so hard for any of her aerials to hit you. And behind her, she's not going to really have a good way to respond out of shield. I would have liked that to land on the ledge, because then you could have dropped it to cover the 2-frame. Yeah, you should have just stayed behind Gunman there, because you don't have to deal with the reflect that way or just jump. Ooh, that was a good up smash. You kept yourself safe the whole time. She landed, she was dead, and then jumped, she had to deal with that can still. So that was a good setup. Oh. You should have remembered if from that distance you had to ping it the second that she got to the end of that throw. Okay, you know what you're doing. Alright, take care, Spark.
TripleAA is nu op zijn laatste stok in deze game. Paint zit op 86% op dit punt. Bijna die forward smash. Dat had het zeker wel geweest, maar hij mist bijna. Paint heeft nog wel wat ruimte om te spelen als hij zijn kaarten goed neerlegt. Maar TripleAA lijkt toch ook wel wat meer in het gezicht van Paint te duiken. Niet meer echt te reflecteren. Ik heb hem nog niet echt meer die reflectors zien gebruikt op die gunman. Hij heeft
nice parry.
Geleerd, maar Paint blijft maar doorzetten met die damage racking.
Ja, en die other radical trades, dat vindt Paint allemaal helemaal prima. Hij vindt het prima om wat extra.
Okay, yeah, you're doing a good job of just getting around all the explosive flames there. You're not throwing out any risky projectile pulls at the moment.
Ja,
Really good
elke
stuff there.
pull, elke explosie
Ah, okay. Yeah, right idea, but a little bit too much. A little too much sauce.
aanvulling.
But I can see why you did it, because like I would have expected the slide off to happen too.
Ik voorzie dat dit heel moeilijk gaat worden.
And yeah, at 79%, that's the only one that's killing.
Elke move die op dit moment raakt is gewoon meegenomen, is bonus. Mag hij het meenemen? Ken besluit even volledig weg te vliegen door die laatste hit van de Explosive Flame.
Oh, that's too bad. The extra hits on actually would have made that one a free grab.
Oké.
Echt. Er gebeuren hier de gekste dingen.
Oeh, pak bijna die air darts daar.
Oh, that was an air. It wouldn't have killed, but that okay. Something to remember when you're fighting. Okay, 209.38. Yeah, no, like he knows how to play this matchup, from what I can tell.
Wat moeilijk gaat worden.
Elk projectiel of elke move die op dit moment raakt is gewoon meegenomen, is bonus. Mag hij het meenemen? Ken besluit
Okay,
even
so,
volledig weg te vliegen door die
right.
laatste hit van de Explosive Flame. Sure.
It's gonna be after this.
Oké.
That's over that can't explode.
Er gebeuren hier de gekste dingen.
Oeh, pak bijna die air darts daar van TripleAA.
Okay.
Die upper, dat
Here. So whenever you have a can approaching a reflector from the top, it's always going to bounce and it's never going to go back to you. So whenever you see this happen, unless it's Falco's reflector because that has the hitbox that comes out, that is always going to be a free approach and grab. Every single time. That does not change. All reflectors will always send it way too far away.
had het zeker wel geweest. Die upper van Duckend is ontzettend sterk.
And then if it comes back down and hits you, that means it didn't hit the top of them. But once you're confident in your aiming and placement, it's a guarantee.
Over TripleAA bijna op 100%. Dus heeft nog wel iets goed te maken. Maar het blijft Palutena. Het kan altijd gewoon opeens voorbij zijn. Zeker als TripleAA gewoon flink zijn damage omhoog gaat gooien. Dan kan het
Ah, it's too bad you did the air dodge. Otherwise, you would have gotten a punish.
Van TripleAA is natuurlijk heel erg.
That was a really good setup there, because that can could have easily led to a conversion.
Dat kan betekenen dat het percentage van Paint opeens flink omhoog schiet. Maar zolang Paint deze zone kan opzetten en vast kan houden, denk ik dat voor TripleAA het een verloren zaak is. Maar de vraag is natuurlijk, houdt hij het?
Oh no! See, you have your timings off. It's one ping will get them, so you don't set it up.
op het punt aangekomen waar Ken op zichzelf bijna de kill kan worden.
En dat is precies waar Paint ook wil zijn, hè? Want
Ja.
hij wil met die can die kill weten te maken. Hij wil niet een per ongeluk een fout maken in close quarters combat en geupaired worden of iets dergelijks.
Yeah, no need to just whittle down your own shield.
Probeert
Don't-
rustig
don't be
aan te
that
spelen,
scared.
probeert achter die gun
Like
te
whenever you're behind your gunman, you're 100% safe. You don't need to worry about anything unless like explosive flame comes out, and you should never be getting hit by explosive flame if you're doing nothing.
Maar die Ken is de heel erg non-lineaire tool.
Oh, she's trying to go for that cheese already.
Die anders gewoon wel vrij lineaire projectielen heeft, anders gaat het in een redelijk rechte lijn. Maar die Ken,
Yep.
die kan van elke
Good
kant
bait.
van
Good.
platform
Good old-fashioned bait there.
En daardoor je stok verliezen. Paint pakt de game nummer 1 met een snipe van je welste.
Kijk dat eens even terug, want dat is een prachtig momentje voor iedereen die in de Twitch chat zit. Je kan even een clipje van maken.
Is this a... Oh, okay, so this was
Wat
Wi-Fi.
hij deed was briljant. Hij gebruikte zijn gunman om de reflect te beten van Palutena. En ze wist toen precies die can in dat gezicht te gooien toen de reflect over was. Dus dat is een sterk staaltje timing daar van Paint, waarmee hij de stok weet te pakken en ook game nummer 1 weet te pakken. Fantastisch
Ja.
gespeeld.
Sick man, sick. Good stuff. Ik zie dat Juffie de chat weer verlaat. Top dat je er weer bij was man. Grootste fan volgens mij heb ik het idee. Maar ik vind het wel het nice dat je erbij bent. Helemaal toppie man. Dat is wel een prima start voor Paint eigenlijk. Die met een goede Game 1 en Pokémon Stadium wegkomt. Gewoon goed speelt daar zo. Ik zie wel heel
Oh, it's gonna be hell.
Paint
What did you change?
Of TripleAA gelijk.
Because you were playing it perfectly fine.
Het lijkt toch een soort thuisfrontje te zijn voor hem. We gaan eens zien of we daar weer naartoe gaan.
Ik snap wel waarom. Omdat AAA best wel een defensieve speler is. En AAA heeft zijn trucje waarbij die achtermensen wel...
Yeah, like the one thing I could say is like you're not confident enough in what your can pressure is doing, and you're holding shield way too much. Like
back throws steeds sneller gaan killen. Dus ik snap wel waarom Pokémon Stadium voor AAA een geprefereerde keuze is.
oh yeah, no, do not keep yourself trapped on a platform like that. You're just asking to get shield poked.
Van AAA op dit punt. Het is niet het einde van de wereld, maar het is toch wat. Ondertussen is TripleAA nog niet aangeraakt deze stop.
Oh no, you weren't ready.
Voorlopig in die houding zitten.
Triple A heeft
Yeah,
besloten
so
dat,
like there,
zelf
you just had to be watching your opponent.
goede manier is om de game te spelen. Je ziet veel meer explosive flames, veel meer other radicals. Maar zoals je ziet heeft Paint nu de stage control en dan is het gelijk voor AAA een stukje lastiger om zomaar projectielen eruit te gooien.
Ja, precies. Ondertussen heeft hij wel iets meer zijn voeting gevonden.
Yeah, if you say it's gonna be hell from this point, I think I understand why. You just stopped watching your opponent. Like you're like half aware of what's going on. It's like you were not doing anything like that before. Like before, like you would have run up, jumped back, so you would have been very safe there. You wait for the one option they do. Oh, bless the nerfs.
Zeker voordat de nerfer was gekild. En Paint moet nu toch wel even op gaan passen, want het ging zo lekker de eerste game, maar deze game is hij nu
You're just spamming there.
Ondertussen heeft AAA nog maar 60%.
AAA is veel meer aan het explosive flamen. Het is, en het is voor Paint...
Yeah, you can't just land in front of her like that.
Wat we al eerder over hadden, explosive flame is heel lastig om te contesten online. Dus het is voor Paint denk ik een hele taak om daarom...
Yeah, see, like now you're just going for a lot of grabs that just aren't there. Like you're not doing anything to like earn the positioning for it and whatnot. And I just feel like you're rushing in. Like it just feels like you want to beat your head against a wall nonstop. Like when you start playing like that, like if you're just getting hit a lot, just slow down and ask yourself, why am I getting hit, and stop moving. And then from there you'll kind of realize, okay, I'm just going way too hard in.
Gaat weer heel diep met die
I shouldn't have
nuclear,
killed.
maar dit keer is het einde van Paint's stop. En op dit moment heeft AAA nog geen enkele
I see, like, yeah, you're doing the same exact setup
Paint
again.
al op zijn laatste read to jump met die neutral air. En Paint moet nu toch wel gaan oppassen met wat hij aan
And I know it's also Wi-Fi too, so like there's certain things that you kind of have to believe in.
Ik had stiekem daar wel een down air spike verwacht in de stijl van andere Palutena spelers zoals Jesse, die altijd die down air spike weten te vinden, maar AAA heeft hem niet nodig, lijkt het, om deze game te securen.
Yeah, I think like you're getting shield poked a lot too. It's kind of hard to know exactly how you want to angle your shield too.
Als je die can down airt, dan
There we go, that was a really good can.
naar beneden toe. Maar die can is ook genoeg om die stok te eindigen. Komt weer met een stage spike weg. En ondertussen, AAA heeft nog 2 stocks over. Paint
There we
kan
go.
een comeback maken, maar dan moet hij wel flink zijn best doen.
Yeah, like, you know, explosive flame.
Dat is echt de grootste.
What else is there? Explosive flame and like auto reticle. Those are very fake things to keep you at bay. Yeah, it's a free up air. Oh no, no can't setup. Okay, at least you did the neutral air this time. Okay, I appreciate it, but that up smash actually would have covered up. Oh, that was so unfortunate.
Ondertussen is AAA naar een 100.
Yeah, no, you weren't ready. Like what you wanted to prioritize there was just like air dodging to stage. Like sometimes it's better to do that instead of. Sometimes it's better just like air dodge back to the stage instead of like going to the ledge.
Dat er dan iets van de voordeel van Paint eruit komt. En dan is het gewoon een oefening. Ja, of dat kan het je. Maar AAA lijkt die angst niet te delen. En fuck, game nummer 2. Oké. Dat was even compleet de andere kant op. Even compleet de andere kant op gevlogen. Maar dat betekent dat wij nog wel een game 3 moeten overleven van dit.
But yeah, no, I mean, basically, if you just go back to what you did during that first game, like if you really watched what you're breaking down there, I think you would have no issue just taking the rest of that match just fine. Like, you know, stay back, be patient, wait for the options that she goes for, because they're pretty committal most of the time, and you're able to just kind of weave your way around that. You were using your can and gunman very effectively that last game, that first game. Clay Pigeon is just like you were landing them, but you weren't pushing them the most you could have. And this one, it just didn't feel like your moves had purpose. Like you just kind of had an idea and you weren't really responding to what was actually going on. And that can be very destructive. I can see that, but at the same time, you started the game playing that way too. Like, you were trying to stop things that just weren't there. And you were trying to do things that just didn't exist or weren't actually there. Like, always make sure you're watching your opponent and you're playing for the reality that's right in front of you than the one that you think is gonna... Then, like, than like the one that they're not giving you. It's like sometimes you have to predict them, but it is no good to like just kind of be super committal all the time. Like commitment is a mix-up. It's not your neutral.
TripleAA is nu al wel aangeraakt voordat Paint bijna zijn stok.
Like there, that was a good air dodge. He wasn't ready for that. He's like probably expecting like a fair or something like that. That was an air. If they air dodge your up air, it's always an air afterwards, unless like they drift really far away.
Het ziet er wel uit alsof Paint meer de controle nu al houdt.
I'm honestly surprised she wasn't ready for the can poke. Like, I thought she was gonna like counter it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, see, she was dashing at you that entire time, so like that was a pivot grab there. Clay Pigeon was gonna lose in every single reality that was possible there.
Een hele kleine voorsprong, maar voor de rest zitten de spelers bijna op hetzelfde percentage.
Not a bad idea to at least go for the up smash because the cooldown is quick enough that you don't have to worry about her getting the punish on you. But I feel like you could have actually gotten the kill there. But I think I'll blame that more on Wi-Fi than anything. You dropped down Gunman a little bit too early. Oh, you weren't covering the platform. So that was the one thing you needed covered.
Hij was heel bang voor een backthrow, denk ik. Laatste bijna zichzelf op Palutena. De shield zichzelf met dat schildje van haar.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is like it's harder to panic can. Oh, that was an up smash. It's harder to panic can her against Palutena just because she does have back air and dash attack to completely. Oh no! You do not let her. You do not give her You do not give her the stage for free. Well, see, that's the thing. You can't do that. Like when you had her just sitting there at the corner, you just wait for her to jump in up air. I mean, to jump so you could just up air her. Like like you said, you're scared of dash attack, but like you're leaving yourself open to get hit by dash attacks the entire time.
Maar die dash attack van Palutena gaat daar doorheen. Blokkeert haar damage.
Yeah, see that once again, if you hit the can on the top of a reflector, you are able to always get a free approach off of that. Again, unless it's Falco. Falco's the only one that you have to wait. It's still a free approach, but you need to wait for the attack.
Weer de verkeerde kant op. Paint is niet lekker bezig op dit punt.
Yeah, that was a really good movement there. Unfortunately, you didn't believe that can was gonna miss. But you're in full control of it. Like you have full control on if you're gonna force her to reflect or not. Like never forget that. If your can gets reflected, it's because you made that happen. At least against this one. Again, you're not paying attention to her movement, so like there would have been like a dash back. Oh, you weren't ready for that. Like the second she rolled, that was a guaranteed gunman. You gotta be a little bit more aware of what you've actually set up for yourself. Yeah, we go. Okay, yeah. So you had the right idea. You're just a little bit slow. Yeah. You didn't react to the jump properly. Like 80%, most of the time you're gonna be doing that full hop there. Yeah, I don't really blame you for that option there. Oh god, you have to be so careful with those jumps. That was sneaky though. That's one thing that's really nice about up smash for us is because we low profile, you can sneak under those short hop, like the short hop approaches quite a lot. Oh, you had it. Oh, you weren't ready. She gave it to you. Okay. You had it. Okay. No, what are you doing? Oh, there were so many throws. Like you had the game like 5 different times there. Like the Smash Gods are giving you everything to win it. Yeah, you're just saying like nah. Like see, like what you're doing here. This is fine. This is fine. She's got to approach you. No, okay, that's dumb. You do not hit your can while she's throwing projectiles at you. Okay, there we go. can.
daadwerkelijk steeds confronteren met al die projectielen.
Ja, Paint moet wel oppassen voor die
Ja,
uppercut
good.
en voor die explosive
Ja.
flames. Want dat zijn op dit moment de twee grootste punten waar je bang voor moet zijn. Die kunnen de stok gewoon beëindigen, maar die Ken is ook gevaarlijk op dit punt. Hij blijft er maar door geraakt worden. Explosive flame kwam in de grond terecht. Oeh, dat is een gevaarlijk punt om te zitten, Paint.
Okay, you've got like you're in full control of everything.
Maar Paint is op dit moment in het voordeel. TripleAA moet terugkomen. Neutral get it.
Oh no. Yeah, you weren't trying to do a 6 setup there. Oh, and she read you. Yeah, you played your own nerves there, but you won the game there like 9 different times, and you threw it away so much. That was sad to watch.
Na een ontzettend spannende game nummer 5. Of game nummer 5, game nummer 3.
We're going to game 4, yeah. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. But yeah, no, just remember, like, if you get those clay pigeons, like, just remember what direction they're going to go in so you can just combo off of that. Make sure you know your heights for the jump afterwards, too. And then, like, when you realize, like, they're that scared, a lot of the times, like, especially there, like, it didn't look like she was really spot dodging or rolling, so you can just get those grabs for free, too. You've got to play with the mentality that they're going with as well. Like, there were too many free grabs that were available. And you also you just got to be a little bit safer with how you break out your projectiles. Oh, it was a 3-game set. No, that was definitely nerves on your part, because like I guarantee you that entire time that Palutena was either just as nervous as you or way more nervous. Like if you saw, they did nothing but like shield and then like jump and poke with forward air. And then like what for a desperation attempt with explosive flame in order to get that. So you were firmly in control there. It's just you didn't believe it. You're like you're not watching what your opponent's doing. Like that's what it ultimately comes down to. Like when they're locked in shield and like for the life of them are just throwing out Hail Marys or like not Hail Marys, but like they're throwing out like either like fairs like very occasionally and then explosive flames and dash attacks. Like they're not really playing with safety or confidence in mind. Like if they're short hopping a lot and with their back turned to you, that means like, okay, just come in. I'm waiting for it. They're ready. And they're not like expending their options. But when they're throwing their options, they're being rigid. That means you've got them scared. You've got them very, very scared. So, the fact that we don't have to approach when they're playing rigid too, like just leads it to being so much better for us because you can just whittle down their shield a lot, play around it, and do things like that. So just believe it. Keep doing what you're doing. Like if you kept just playing the game that you were playing game 1, you would have had 0 issues taking that entire set. Like I guarantee it. Like even that last game, you weren't playing terrible. It's just like you were just like dropping a lot of the setups that you had. Drop some combos. Like you won the game 9 different times that time, but you just didn't believe in it. That's ultimately what it comes down to. Like they weren't looking out for your clay pigeons were, and you weren't looking for where your clay pigeons were. You weren't looking for what your gunman had set up as well. So it's like you had all these wonderful things going for you. Like you planned out a lot of things very nicely, but you just weren't aware or ready for it. And if you were, you would have taken that set freely. So yeah, no, just go back, just really instill like the discipline in you to like not commit, like make a play so she has to come to you. Make sure I think your can play was mostly fine, but it's just you got very desperate and just kind of spammed it. Make sure you're not throwing it out when there's projectiles coming in. Like you had a lot of really good clay pigeon set up, so like understand what you're doing with that and understand what you're doing with the gunman too whenever you bring that out. And if you do that, yeah, you'll be set. You'll be fine. So don't get so down on yourself, Paint. Right. Yeah. Don't get down on yourself. You know what to do. You have it all in you. You just gotta make sure you reel it back into yourself and believe that you can do it. And you'll be Gucci.